Hello, this is Elaine. Welcome to my podcast. If you're new here, I hope you will like it. And if you're returning, glad you're back. I know it's been a couple weeks now, and I hope you didn't think I disappeared again. I almost did, but I'm back. So, my name is Elaine. You can find me on Etsy as Nabi Wool Studio. You can find me on Ravelry as Elaine Max Seb. You can find me on Instagram as Elaine Tom. You can find me on Facebook as Nabi Wool Studio and Elaine Tom. And sometimes I'm on Twitter. And I think that's it. And you can find me here on YouTube. So I am surrounded by complete chaos. And yeah. Okay. So let's start with FOs, shall we? So this is my weekend hat. And I went for the folded brim version. It's from Puko H on Instagram. And I made mine out of Dovestone DK and Winterburn DK. Both of them are discontinued yarns from Bahramu. And but I had quite a few of these, and these are my leftovers. And I wasn't sure if I had enough of the, I think it's called Bramley Baths is the main color. So I decided to do a little color on mine. And so I decided to do the start of the brim with a different color. And I have to say that this project, although it was fast, I had crazy trouble with it. I had to rip it out many times, and I tried to fix it several times, and then at the end ended up ripping it out. So I don't know if I was just not paying attention, but the cables, I had misread what the cables were. So I dropped down stitches and fixed the stitches. At first I was on the wrong row for cabling, and I ripped it out about 4 or 5 times, and but I kept going, and I managed to finish this pretty much in almost a day. The ribbing, of course, took me forever, so that actually took me almost a day. And then at the end, after I washed and blocked, I saw like this blip on the top and realized at the end I dropped a stitch. So then I had to fix that. Luckily, it didn't drop too many stitches down, but I managed to fix it. And here's my beautiful hat. There's cables, and it's gorgeous and soft, and there's a nice halo on it. I don't know if you can see it in this crazy light. Today it's been nuts. It's poured, then minutes later there's sunshine. Right now I'm in sunshine. Who knows what's going to happen next. Before that, I had finished this hat, which is the same. I use the same. I made this hat first, and then I used some of the leftovers, and I still have some leftovers, and I'm using it for something else also. But this is the Chapel House hat, and this is a pattern coming from Unwind Knitwear. And this also has beautiful cables, and there are different options for shorter hat and a longer hat. So I opted for the regular chart, and then I did chart extension number 2 and skipped number 1. And then actually ended up doing the decreases on the crown faster because it was getting a little bit too long for me. So I think I decreased 1 row or 2 rows in between all the decreases. But here's my hat, and this is with Winterburn DK in brass band, and it's a beautiful gold color, which you're not really getting to see in this light, but that was beautiful, and that was done in basically almost a day also. So I'm not sure if I showed some of these FOs before, but I'll just show it again because it has been released. This is Espresso Moon, which is the latest pattern from This Bird Knits. And I bought all of this yarn, Filcolana, in Oslo. So it's reminds me of Oslo and my wonderful trip there with my friend. And so there is Pernilla is the brown and the blue, and then Tilia, held double, is the mohair. So that's that. And that has been released from This Bird Knits. And this is the Rope It sweater from Zola Wool. And this is all knit in Zola Wool. And I basically did this in like 3 days. So it's a DK weight yarn and it knits up beautifully, and the colors are gorgeous, and I believe that the wool is from a rare sheep. So that is the Rope It sweater, and that is also out already. And you can find all this stuff on Ravelry. And then today, To Draw was released from Couvive. And again, the lighting, this is a really, really vibrant fuchsia magenta color, which I don't know if you're getting to see, just like my sweatshirt is really bright red, orange, red. And so what I did with this was, you're supposed to draw with your mohair, and I just basically took my scrap mohair, held 4 strands of mohair with my main color, and I just sort of switched out as I went, and there's some yellows and some golds and some green and orange even in here. And then you're supposed to do the same for the back, but I decided not to do the back and just have this little notch at the top, just as a little decorative thing. But that's the To Draw sweater from Couvive. And she also designed a matching hat, which I am going to make at some point. Okay, so again, to show you brass band, I still have a little bit more than this, and I might have more in my stash, but I'll look. So I am starting the Vax sweater test knit for Boylan Knitworks Caitlin Hunter. And so that's a colorwork sweater, it's a raglan, and I just cast on the neck. So that is started. I started last night. Last night I had a crazy cast on party. Oh, I didn't bring the other thing. Oh no, I do have it. And then I also cast on for the hat for Ronya. I think it's called the Helia hat. So it's a fingering weight hat, and there's a lot of ribbing. So I just started this yesterday. I cast on, and this is with Gray Sheep, Stein Wool 4-ply. I don't know if she still has this in her rotation, but this is called, oh, some crazy name. And now I can't remember what the colorway name is. But anyway, this has just started, and hopefully I will get a lot further with this soon. The deadline for that is, I think, the first week of December, so I have a little time. Then I also cast on this yarn. Woo, look at that, how festive and beautiful this is. This is the Camerose Snefnug. I don't remember how to say which base this is, but it's the Snefnug with the glitter. You see it? So this is going to be the Vibner dress, which is coming, is a new design from Teti. And that, I think the deadline is not until January. So I'm just showing you the start, and stay tuned for the rest of it. But this is going to be very festive, I think. So I'm looking forward to that. I bought this yarn a little while ago, and I had several ideas of what I was going to make with it, and never ended up making any of those things yet. And then I thought this was the perfect opportunity to use this yarn. And let me just say, I'm sorry about all the noises that are happening. There's a lot of construction going on all around, and trees being trimmed, and our upstairs neighbor's child running back and forth. So there's a lot of noises that I cannot sort of control. So I have a bunch of other whips that you've seen, I think I've shown, and then my stomach gurgling, before. So here is one, and it's very complicated to show because it's with my Plutalope. And this is, I don't know if you can see it in this light, this is really beautiful texture. So this is the Fisherman's Raglan, and the color on this is really amazing, but you're not getting to see it in this lighting. There's yellows and browns and golds and blues and blacks in this. And so I've finished the body basically, and I've cast on my first sleeve, and so it's sort of a mess. And if you know, I actually had a really hard time even getting this Plutalope from the shelf because it's all sort of connected, and you can't just pull off like one plate. It's like this weird sort of accordion thing that happens, and it's like jellyfish. So I kind of took the pile, which comes in usually 6 plate piles, and just took it because I didn't want to rip any yarn. And the person in the store was, there was a sign that we were not supposed to touch the Plutalope and that we had to ask for assistance. And when I asked for assistance, she told me to get it myself and that I just had to be careful. So, okay, now I guess they're really taking care of their yard. I'm sorry, and I'll get through this as fast as I can here now. And this I don't have super amounts of progress on, but this is my Sharpay sweater, and this is due mid-December, so it's knit on huge needles. But what it is actually a lot of knitting. So you have to knit a few rows, and then you're creating this fold by picking up several rows down. So it's deceptive on how much knitting I've done because it doesn't look like a lot, but it actually is quite a bit. So it's my mohair, and I called it Wine and Roses. And this is the Jameson Shetland cone that I have, and I'm not sure what the colorway is, but I can show you the mohair, and I actually have some of this listed in my shop if you're interested. And again, the color is a lot more vibrant than you're seeing in this light. This light is very deceptive. I'm sorry if I'm talking really fast also. Okay, and the other thing that I want to talk about real quick is something I received. This bundle of beauty. I received more than this. This is the Black Welsh Mountain yarn from Gullet Farm, and it's very clean smelling. So it's the Black Welsh Mountain, and I am going to make Snowy Forest with this. It is out of issue number 10 of Lina from Medora Hirose. Something I really, really wanted to make ever since I saw the previews for that magazine. And so I will cast on when I sort of get a chance after I get through a lot of this. And I was not sure whether I was going to hold it with mohair or not. Normally I would, but I sort of want to let this yarn shine on its own. And also, I wanted to really see how this yarn knit and how it wears and how it feels after it's a garment. So I didn't want to mask it with mohair, even though there are a lot of mohair combinations that I can think of that would go really, really beautifully with this. But it's really beautiful. It's sort of, it's not a solid color. It's sort of heathered, and it's really woolly. So this is the second yarn I am trying from Gullet, and I will let you know once I have time to cast on how it is. yeah, so those are my really, really current whips and current FOs. I am, I think, up to about 43 sweaters this year. So can't say I haven't gotten a lot done. And lately, last week, I finished 3 sweaters. Oh, wait, I have one more sweater now. Oh, here's the other one. This is inside out. This is the knee sweater that's coming out from Erie, and I'm not sure when it's releasing, but I have to say this is the inside. I am pretty much loving the inside also of this sweater, so I can see that I can wear this inside out sometimes because I think you can see the ribbing really well inside out. So what I did with this, there are some modifications that I made from her pattern. Well, just one modification. So her sleeve is just ribbing all the way down, but it's a split cuff. I decided to do the folded cuff to match the hem and the neckline. And then I did this cute little thing. I took a piece of my scrap yarn and I just marked the back with a little duplicate stitch on the inside. You cannot see it on the outside. A lot of times I struggle to figure out which is the front and back of my sweaters, so I decided just to make it a little bit easier for myself, and it's very, very small and hardly noticeable to anybody else but me. So that is the knee sweater, and I will show a little bit more of it when she releases it. I'm not sure if it's going to be this week or next. I know that the test has finished now, and it should be soon. Sorry that this was a very fast episode, but I also wanted to catch the light and not make you listen to all the noises that are going on outside. Tune in again hopefully soon. I will be back with a lot of FOs hopefully, and yeah, so please comment. I really, really love all the comments. I love reading everything and knowing that you guys are out there. Please like and subscribe if you can, and check out my Instagram for more up-to-date stuff. I post almost daily now, and hopefully I'll be back next week. Talk again soon. Bye.